Summer dress code. What are your main points, Peter, for this?
Well, when I was in
I have
corporate,
strong feelings.
yeah, yeah, I do. And when I was in corporate life, in a corporate role, it was about this time of year every year, or just before, where I'd be asked to like draft or revise a memo that we'd send out to employees on how they should dress during the summertime. And back when you
What
used to
year
have to
was
wear.
this? Did they let you do this at Hearst?
Yeah, I mean, well, and other places. I used to do it for other clients too. I mean, you remember when we used to wear suits to work and, business attire, and then during the summer there was summer casual. And now, casual's
I
kind
don't
of a
know that I've
year-round
ever
thing.
had a job where I had to wear a suit every day.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, I did. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yikes.
multiple jobs. I love wearing suits, by the way. No problem with them.
But on a gorgeous day in June, you must be happier to wear like a light button down and khakis.
Yeah, of course. But like putting on a suit is easy. Like you have a certain number of suits, you have a certain number of shirts and ties, you switch up the combos. It was like always really easy. But wardrobes, as you mentioned, wardrobes have evolved. Summer dress
Yes.
code has evolved. And I thought you'd really be the expert on this topic, but
Oh, I have a lot of
my
opinions, but I
yeah.
wanted to hear your take first.
Yeah, I think my take is like, first
Like,
of all,
what's
you have
most
to
egregious?
showing your feet.
What is you? So you shouldn't wear sandals to work? That's absolutely wrong. Anyone listening?
Yeah, I don't
What are you
flip
talking?
flops, like no flip flops,
Okay,
especially
you
if
do
for guys.
understand that the women's fashion shoe of the summer is flip flops, based on the absurdly overpriced $1,000 Row flip flops from the Row. And I have several knockoffs of them, but like that is the stylish shoe for this summer.
Yeah, so look, we could talk about what different types of workplaces, like what might work. And I think that's my most important rule, which is know your workplace and know what's acceptable there or not. Because some places, it may be acceptable to wear flip-flops. If I can tell you, if you walked into a law firm wearing flip-flops, you'd get a lot of looks and
Really,
sideways
if you were a
glances.
woman wearing like a chic outfit and $1,000 flip flops, people
I'm
would.
talking like basic flip-flops. I'm not talking like, Hermes slides or something like that. I mean, I am talking about flip-flop. And I would say, sorry, but especially if you're a guy, you should not be wearing any sort of flip-flop.
So I will say, I don't. I think it is harder for men to get away with mandals at work than for women
Mandals?
to
That's
get
a
away
word?
with mandals. Yeah, mandals. Do you have mandals?
I don't even know what a mandal. What is a
It's a
mandal?
man sandal. It's a sandal that a
No,
man wears.
no,
Mandals.
I'm not.
Like
See,
little
I'm not.
Teva-y kind of things.
No,
Or like chic
no.
slides.
Never had Tevas. Always thought they were gross.
What?
Yeah,
Tevas are the
look,
best. So wait, what do you wear to go to the pool in the summer?
like flip-flops or slides, but not
Okay.
Tevas.
But it's hard for men to get away with, as I said, a mandal or even a slide at the office.
Yeah, wear a nice
Women
loafer, something like that. I mean,
wear like an
that's
open toe, high heeled sandal, or now low heeled. It looks fine.
yeah. I mean, so that you asked me my number. What's your like number one pet peeve
Well,
in the summertime?
big fan of the boobs and the butt being covered. I have a friend, I've told this story before.
That's pretty
Um,
important.
yeah.
Yes, we can
One of
agree.
One of my friends left our workplace and went to go work someplace that was even more progressive than Hearst was at that time. And soon after she started, there was a new crop of interns, and one of the girls came in with a shirt that did not come down long enough to cover her boobs. Like the intern's whole lower boob was hanging out. And so she said to her,
That's a
she was like,
problem.
you've been doing great work, but usually we cover the boobs for the office. She said it even more politely than that. And she got a call from HR for slut shaming the young woman, that she should have been allowed to be in the office with her boobs hanging out.
Right. Well,
I think that's
that's a
not the
crazy
most.
story.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say
They're-
you bring up two good points. One is, if you're an intern, you should be dressing on the most conservative side of whatever is happening in the office in terms of wardrobe. Like, you should not be the flashiest.
You should be leaning
person.
into the most acceptable norm for what you're doing. If
Right.
you are a photographer's assistant, a fashion assistant, um, you probably don't need to look formal. You probably want to lean into looking as cool as you can because that's what's going to engage people. But if you're a lawyer or kind of doing something where there's a lot of money on the line, people still feel more reassured to see people dressed more formally. Wouldn't you agree?
Right. Yeah, I think you have to understand what the workplace, what's acceptable in a workplace, what the culture is. Certain executives have rules. I used to, work with an executive who had a rule that people couldn't wear jeans, period. Like, and
Okay, but that was a long time ago.
No, but if they have that rule, you have to follow it. I mean, that's that. So know the rules, know the norms.
Yeah.
And then I would say, from the manager perspective, if there's a problem with someone's outfit, go to HR if you have HR and have them deal with it. Like, so the example you gave, that person should have gone to HR and said, hey, you may want to talk to so-and-so. Some people have been talking about his or her outfit.
Or put out a memo.
Or put out a memo
That
that your lawyer and
I
comms
think
person draft.
the best first step is to not address anyone directly, is to just put out a memo that says, hey, everybody, we love everyone's style, but, and this is the comms, internal comms piece of it, work with your GC to make sure it's appropriate, and then send something out to everybody saying, let's just outline some of the norms for our office. We don't listen to videos, out loud without earphones. We don't, like some office norms, including wear clothes.
Yeah. And I can tell you already this summer, I've had some client calls about wardrobe issues, particularly with like summer parties that happen, whether they're just outdoor parties or pool parties. Again, like, you don't want to be the person sticking out in these situations.
Yes, that's a good rule of thumb.
So act accordingly.
Okay.
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking of some of the stories. I mean, some wild stuff. But you got to think about
What do you mean, wild stuff that people wore?
Yeah, war stories, things like that. So the goal is like to have fun and to fit in, not stick out.
Yes. Well, the goal isn't always to have fun. I mean, if it's a work
Have
party,
some fun. Be a fun person, but don't be out of control rager.
Yes.